All right, my name's Ernest. I got my associate's degree from the College of Southern Nevada in general studies, and then I got my bachelor's degree in healthcare administration and policy here at UNLV School of Public Health. Pandemic graduate, so that was during the pandemic. We had our graduation at Sam Boyd Stadium. President Whitfield had just come in. And his words were, well, I'm an emotional guy, so I cried at my graduation. But that's me. Let's go on to the next one here. So the CDC has identified adverse childhood experiences. Not only have they identified it, but because of the CDC, other states now in the public health community are starting to acknowledge it. Adverse childhood experiences used to be referred to as childhood trauma. That was the main thing. That was like the common term. We're talking about decades ago. Childhood trauma. But now it's being called adverse childhood experiences. Some states, including but not limited to Alaska, are using policy now to help with prevention and intervention of adverse childhood experiences. The best thing I could think of is during my undergrad, I learned about disparities. The best way to put into perspective what a healthcare disparity is a specific demographic is not getting healthcare. This is what's happening. And in this case, ACEs is not getting what it should be getting. Children with these experiences are not getting what they should be getting. Recently, with the Graduate Professional Student Association, I had the opportunity to travel to Carson City. It was such an amazing experience to see Nevada legislature and how it works and how we here in Nevada start a bill, which then becomes a law, which then turns into a policy. And we all seen that happen recently with the mask mandate, right? But there are other policies that are constantly being, put into legislation, and they run through legislation. And for me, that experience of going to Carson City with the Graduate Professional Student Association, it's like the textbooks coming to life. Everything that I have, my passion about healthcare policy, it just came to life in that. And I want to paraphrase Dr. Nadine Burke-Harris, who has contributed so much to my research. Dr. Nadine Burke-Harris is a pediatrician. She also has a master's in public health, and she has enabled a lot of administrators to help with ACEs. To paraphrase her, just imagine for a second being in a active shooter situation, right? And then being the law enforcement officer who's there to stop an active shooter, right? We have this thing called adrenaline, which is a simple biochemistry. Everyone, if they haven't heard of it, I'm sure they have. Simple anatomy and physiology. Adrenaline gets released during these situations. Sometimes it ends up in heroic outcomes, right? But the purpose of this adrenaline that happens is it gets released and it gets us into this fight or flight mode, right? This is all great in an active shooter situation. But in childhood trauma or ACEs, when a child gets constantly exposed to situations that have them release adrenaline unnecessarily, it messes with their biochemistry really bad. So the higher exposure of a person who experiences this, it's going to be a worse outcome for them in their adulthood. Whoa, what? Wait, what happened? Oh my goodness. Okay, let me come back over here. This is where I was. Does this thing just skip on its own? I was here. Okay, so back to Excuse me, sorry about that. So back to here. So recently, if I love the university library research system. If I go under unlv.library.edu, I sign into my account just to kind of demonstrate how understudied it is. In 2022, 3 million articles popped up, just a real simple query on public health, but a mere 6,000 were for ACEs. That's how understudied it is right now. Just a minuscule amount of 6,000 out of those 3 million in public health. The BRFSS is a great tool. It has a wealth of information. It collects data from all the hospitals nationwide. And it has just copious amounts of data. What this data has revealed is that earning potential gets. Have you given me any signals here?
Yeah, fine.
Okay. Thank you. So it has revealed that earning potential gets affected. What do I mean by earning potential? If we just do a quick U.S. economic analysis, go to the U.S. economic analysis page where it shows what people earn when they're high school dropouts, what people earn when they have a college degree, a master's degree, et cetera, et cetera. It's all there. All the information is collected there, right? Earning potential gets highly affected and has more negative outcomes in children with ACEs. And to just bring it back down to here at UNLV, all of our universities have, for lack of a better term, a Yelp rating system, which shows dropouts. How many college dropouts do we have? And so on and so forth. Children with ACEs who sign up in school end up dropping out more than the ones without ACEs. Okay, so at the CDC, there are some resources available where you can kind of do a personal reflection as far as like, hey, maybe this is me. Maybe I identify, or maybe I know someone who identifies with this. But some examples of childhood trauma are listed right here. And there's also other evaluation sheets available too. So this happened in my undergrad. During my undergrad, maybe I'll say this and wrap things up. So during my undergrad, our professor invited students to participate in a book. Our book hasn't been published yet. This was a while ago. But you notice right here, we got to participate in that if we wanted to. The three professors that have really contributed to, I call them mentors, are Dr. Sortero, Dr. Burston, and Dr. Cochran. I think it's difficult to identify and participate in something like this for certain students because some of my classmates, they were just not with it. They weren't receptive to it at all, and it's understandable. That's fine. There it is. Okay. So I'll end with this. Long time ago, when I was in the Academy of Math Science and Applied Technology at Clark High School, and I seen a beautiful horizon, which was me going to colleges, getting letters from Notre Dame, getting letters from all kinds of colleges. My brother was murdered. After that, my father was sent to prison. So I was just as impacted, and that's just some of the things that I experienced that interfered with my earning potential, interfered with my academic journey, you know. Anyhow, thank you so much for your time. Oh,
Anyone else? Anyone got any questions? I guess there's a question here.
oh yes, please.
Maybe I missed it. I know that you went to Carson City and all those things, but what exactly is this a research project that you have worked on?
It's a research project that I worked on with the professor, and now, gosh, thank you so much for the question. I think it's called a review.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you did a review of studies.
Yes, a review of studies.
Okay.
Yes. Thank you so much. I'd love. Yes. Yes. Anyone else?
Makes a lot more sense.
In your review of previous studies, did you come across anything that talked about how ACEs could be potentially transmitted from like mother to child during pregnancy if the mother is experiencing traumatic?
Yes. Yes. As a matter of fact, a study here from law students focused on women that were pregnant and incarcerated on or after during their pregnancy, and yes. So the answer is yes to that. It does. It does.